everybody. Hello, my name is Zhanna Shpits, as you already know, and you're watching Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life. And this is the show where I'm interviewing different experts in different fields to inspire you to refire, refuel, and energize your life, like everything, right? Come back to life. And today is actually my dear friend and a colleague and a soulmate, and you name it. Michelle DeLima is back with a special episode. And why is it so special? Because we're gonna dig into the identifying and creating in real time. It's an open coaching session. In real time, Michelle is going to help me in this case, but while you're watching, she's going to help you in a way to create your magnifying marketing message, which is the foundational piece for each business owner. And I'm super excited about that. So, Michelle, welcome back.
Thank you, Zhanna. It's so wonderful to be back with you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. So for those of you, Michelle, just one moment before
Sure.
we dive in. For those of you who are watching this episode and you haven't seen the previous two with Michelle, please go back and watch it on YouTube. If you go to Jean Spirits YouTube, then you will see episode number one and episode number two. Previously, we were talking about the first one was on identifying your ideal client, the profile of your ideal client. So that work is done. And now you are diving, or we are diving into the marketing message to attract the clients we really want to work with. So, Michelle, the mic is on.
Oh, great. Thank you. So awesome to be back. And Zhanna, this is one of my favorite topics because it's like the very central sweet spot of your universe as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. It's the sweet spot between who you serve, your ideal clients, and what their pain points and challenges are. Then the solution that you provide that they're willing to invest in and attain the promised transformation that only you can bring to them. So this is something that they absolutely crave, they want to get to, and then you have the ability to do it. And so where is that message that captures all of that? And how well can you just like drill down into your business? You've got it so clear that within 2 sentences, you could just wrap your arms around your world about who you serve, why, and what happens, so that when you're talking with your ideal clients, when you're meeting people at a networking event, or you go to a conference, or you're just out somewhere and meeting somebody, maybe at a party, or you're calling people and networking that way, sorry.
That's okay.
You are able to just express to them in a couple of heartbeats exactly what the results are and who you serve, so that you get their attention and you are able to inspire them. So if your message resonates with them, they'll be like, oh my God, that's me, she's talking to me.
Yeah.
And then from there, they'll want to hear more. But the big thing I would love people to know is, whether you're speaking to somebody or you're going online, marketing online, you've only got a very few seconds to grab somebody's attention.
Do you know how many exactly?
Research shows it's 3 seconds, but I'd say generally 3 to 6 seconds is what I've seen. Yeah, so not a lot of time before people get distracted, they tune out. And like we've all been there, like at a networking event, and somebody's telling you what they do, and all of a sudden they seem to be talking in paragraphs and going on, and then you're trying to follow the thread of what they're doing, but it's as if they're trying to remember everything just in case one of those things might land with you. But then what happens is then like you just like heard this whole blur of stuff, and it's hard to remember what they said. It's hard to get an impression from that. And so like this big blur might be, well, they were really nice, but I'm not really sure. It's something about coaching or whatever. I don't know.
I was gonna say for those for those of you guys who are watching, for our audience, I just wanted to clarify. So, marketing message, it has some other names to it, but it's basically the sentence or two, like Michelle said, that answers the question, "What do you do?"
Yes,
That's what marketing message is.
exactly. And when you nail this, what happens is you get so clear about what you do and who you offer it to and the power you have to make a difference in somebody's life, so that on the other end, whoever is hearing this can really focus on what you're saying. And first of all, figure out, does this apply to me? And if so, they may very well raise their hand. Or you might inspire them to say, oh gosh, and maybe I don't need that, but I know somebody who, might need that. Or it may be the case where, maybe down the line, they'll think, oh yeah, she does this special thing. Like Zhanna has Kids Universe. And I have several mom friends with little kids. Oh my God, I have got to connect them with Zhanna.
Yeah, yeah. Michelle, do you mind giving us examples of the work that you did with previous clients, like before and after? In other words, a lot of coaching programs out there, they spend tons of time, like it's like really big, long amount of time where they're like crafting this message, the marketing message. And a lot of them are successful, but there are a lot who are still like vague about it. Could you give us like before and after message?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I have a great message I'd like to share. It's with my dear friend and client, Tina DeMarco, and she was in one of these big coaching guru programs. And, she was working with the coach in that program for a year, trying to really nail this. And she helps people write their books. And she does an amazing job, but she was really struggling with this. So even with the best intentions, as far as she got, here, let me just switch over. So, she was hovering around the idea, but she was very broad. And so what she had by the time she came to me was, I work with people who want to write a book and don't know where or how to begin. I help them craft their book in a timely fashion, one that can be proud of. Now, the issue, not that it's not clear, but it's so broad. I work with people who want to write a book. I think there's some statistic out there that's like 7 or 8 out of 10 people in this country want to write a book. So she's essentially talking to everybody. She hasn't really narrowed it down. And many people don't know how to write a book. So that just like ups the percentages, so she's almost like, not that was her intention, but she's effectively trying to talk to everybody and cover all the bases. And yes, she's, helping them, craft a well done book, but it's still, it's not specific. And so what happens, it's almost like when you're trying to talk to everybody, you're talking to nobody. It doesn't really resonate because it doesn't perk somebody up. The more, and this is like something that a lot of people, they might find it kind of a challenge, but it's so important. The more that you can really identify and nail that specific ideal audience that you love and the people that you really want to work with, the more that you can narrow that down, then the more specific you can be with your message, and not only just your marketing message, but all your marketing content. Because guess what? You can really think about who they are and get under their skin and really figure out what are their needs and desires, so that you have very specific language. So after Tina and I worked together, we came up with this, and we really talked a lot about who she was and what she wanted to bring to the table, and really the people that she wanted to help most of all. And as a result, her new marketing message was, I work with people who are ready to share their unique story, but fear the consequences of being fully truthful to their history.
Mm.
I provide a safe, organized, and empowering writing experience so they can craft a page-turning memoir.
Wow.
So she posted this on her Facebook group in this big guru program that she's in. Within 45 minutes, she had 3 people signing up for information interviews. She had never had that experience before. But because she got so specific, she's like, oh my God. I mean, Tina had an issue, back when she was younger. And what she realized is she really wanted to work with other people who had something in their past that, was painful and challenging, but they got through it and they were so ready to share it in the world. But like, oh my God, what if like my family is like all upset, or what if that friend is upset? How do I deal with that? And Tina is so equipped to help that specific tribe really figure this out. And that's why it was so important for her to share that she provides a safe and organized environment so that they can really create this masterpiece and make it a page-turning memoir, because who wouldn't want that?
Yes, yes, I love that. Do you have another one maybe to share?
Well, I have handy some other finished results. Let's see.
And I would love to, if I may,
Yeah.
if you could read before and right after that, read the after, so that we can still, because I forgot what the before was, just to compare the language and the clarity. So just right like next to each other.
Oh, I am sorry.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no,
have the
it was
befores, but I do have a few afters to, is that okay?
oh, yeah, before and after. That was, oh, just a few afters.
I have some afters handy. I'm so sorry, Zhanna.
No, that,
But I can, here's one from Cynthia Orduba. She's of Missing Piece Coaching. When Cynthia first came to me, she had, a marketing message that was just very simple, that she wanted to work with coaching with women who really sought to have a better life. And they weren't sure how to attain that, but they were ready to go ahead. And so after working together, we came up with, I guide women who yearn to be their best selves, but who've put their innermost dreams on hold for family or career. Though they value their choices, now it's their turn to explore new horizons. I help them find clarity and confidence so they uncover their true purpose and manifest the abundant, meaningful life they desire. So rather than trying to attract like a whole bunch of women, many women who, like their 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, which is her sweet spot, Cynthia really specifically wanted to work with women who like dedicated their lives to their family and careers. And not that they regret it, but oh my gosh, they're so ready now. They didn't know how to move ahead. They didn't know how to jump ahead, but they just felt that their time had absolutely come and they just wanted to nail it and they wanted to fly.
and I also want to mention that the word manifest in that, I love it. I personally resonate, but with that, and it also shows that she is attracting specific audience in that age group, because not everybody resonates with the word manifest. It's only spiritually evolved people, and that's who she wants to work with. So language is everything. It's communication. Amazing, amazing.
Yes, Zhanna, yeah, you just brought up such an essential point that, like the word manifest, it's absolutely key to filtering in people who are ready for that and who already understand that concept and embrace that concept. And if somebody looks at that word and gets turned off by it, that's not Cynthia's client.
Not your client you want to work with. Yes.
Exactly. So you add in words by design that will help people either move people in or filter people out. And that's absolutely okay. And it's absolutely advisable to do so, because otherwise, if you don't use certain keywords that would filter the wrong people out, then you end up wasting your time and energy trying to convert them and bring them into your world when they may never convert. Or they do come in, they might not really be such an ideal client. They might not get the results that you promised because they're just not ready for it yet.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. So I can't wait to dive in and wait for the coaching from you. Guys, so here is my kind of before story. I Michelle gave me the homework, and it's a part of a lesson from her program that everybody is invited to be a part of. And the lesson is called Your Magnetic Marketing Message. And it's designed, Michelle, I have to give you so many credits for that. Designed brilliantly because, I've been in the coaching program, not just one, but many, many, many. And I did those similar exercises, but no one has gone through such depth of understanding what it really takes. And by depth, like all this information and the way it's organized and the questions that you're asking, it just gets really literally gets in the skin of my ideal client. And so with that, my point is once you guys do the work, like this work, and it seems like it's a lot, but it's not, and it's so easy because it's all about your ideal clients and the people you want to work with, then truly, when that foundational piece is dug from underneath, um, you see the gold, right? You see the treasure in it. But the funny part is now we're coming to the thing. Like I had to take so many notes and send them to Michelle because ironically enough, I have marketing message for my coaching business and speaking business, but never for Kids Universe. And we kind of specifically chose that part because to show that you can combine all of them. They're going to be different. So
Yes.
yeah, so this is like a brand new message for the business, which is called Kids Universe, where I'm teaching kids under 7 years of age, and it's literally music and movement. But we'll see how and what Michelle is going to coach me about or on it. Or yeah, I'm
Okay.
all open.
Okay.
Guinea pig.
Okay, Zhanna. So just to share with our audience, like the exercise that you went through, it's kind of like a recipe in 4 parts. And the first is to identify, I'll just quickly review your client, and then what we call Pain Island,
Yeah.
and then the boat, which takes you to Pleasure Island. And so each of those pieces represents one of the 4 essential pieces of your marketing message. And then you take each piece and then you put them all together in the formula, and then it spits out your marketing message at the end. So even though you're like, oh my God, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to take this whole universe of everything I do and who I work with and what I do and the transformation I provide and get it down to 2 sentences? Are you crazy? It's like, no, this is actually very doable. And it's a very fun exercise.
It is.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. Yes.
Oh, good. So the very first thing I asked you to do, and we did a little bit of this last time with the Discover Your Ideal Clients exercise, and that was, really thinking about the ideal person that you love working with. And so, and that person, would you like to share with us who is, like after doing all that reflecting and pondering and writing, would you like to share with us who is it? Like, what is the bottom line of, like, maybe 5-10 words of who you think you really love to work with most?
Yeah. So in my case, this is like double marketing because we are marketing to the parents, but we are actually targeting the children.
Yes.
So it's like so ideal clients are the parents because these are the ones who are the decision-making people. And these are the parents educated where music and their core value positive and spiritually evolved. And that's not the marketing message yet. It's
Yeah.
just in my own words. This is like, you guys follow us because that's the kitchen. Because I love the name of your business, Michelle. She is the founder of the Coffee Kitchen. So we're in the kitchen. We're pulling out all these ingredients. So the parents are educated, they're smiling when they come in, which tells a lot because they are ready for the magic. They are ready to embrace everything that is happening around, and they allow themselves and their little ones to just be. And
Mm.
so that's my ideal client. And of course, the age of the children is under 7, so it's from literally from newborn up to 6 years of age, and that's kind of the target age group that I work with, and that will include the classes and the birthday parties that my company provides for families like that.
Okay. Beautiful. And then, so that's, that's your ideal client. And now the next part is something new that we really haven't addressed in any, like today or previously. And that's like, what is like the challenge do you think that they face? What is their, it's that low-hanging fruit of a challenge, something that gateway problem, something that they can easily grasp that's uppermost on their minds of concern or something.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So usually they come to me for several reasons. The most, like the number one, the winner would be the social skills. They want the children, because they're so little, they want the children to learn the social skills. Some of the moms or the parents would be staying at home moms, and the children are not exposed to large groups, so they want to have the experience. Sharing is a huge issue. When the child gets a toy or an instrument, right, they have a hard time sharing with others, and it's like cleaning, this is mine. So
Yeah.
it's sort of like the life skill, spatial awareness, but the parents wouldn't talk to me like that. I know what. And another thing is the foundation of the music education, because I use music as the vehicle to actually teach them about the life skills, but music is what I'm using to teach.
Ah, okay. Yes. Yeah, I have a thought on that for you. Okay.
And also, of course, there is another part
Yes.
of parents, or there is another group that want, and this is the group that I love. They want children to have fun. And I usually say, come to my educational playground. So while we are learning, they're having fun. So it's like both combined. But they understand that they don't need to rush their kids through anything, through any ABC curricula whatsoever. They just want, and I usually talk to them, understand, so that they can understand my philosophy, which is just create the opportunity for children to express themselves freely through music, and then everything else follows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still a lot of words. But I'm just following Michelle's guidance.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I just want to touch base a little bit on that. So like the sharing and the social skills. So are parents, are they concerned about, they just want to launch their kids into the world, feeling empowered, but
Yeah.
feeling, and without, because all, school and other things are, coming up fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm almost wondering, is it a way of just helping their kids prepare and gather up these life skills now before they get into the bigger, wider world, in the wilder world of preschool, kindergarten,
Yeah.
and so forth?
Yeah. So they want the kids to prepare for the wilder and bigger world in a way that but they come out ready with a very healthy self-esteem, because a lot of these kids are very shy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that helps them to overcome the shyness. And they usually, in all the testimonials, almost all of them, I hear from the parents like, I don't know how you do it, but the magic, there is something magical about how quick you open them up to be themselves, like to really connect them. I'm all about connection and
Yeah.
empowering, but it's connection. When I say connection, not only with families, like my tagline in the business, bringing families together through music, because I want to see that bonding, but also connection with themselves. When you connect them with themselves, then magic happens. That's what they call magic. There's nothing magical about it. I mean, in my opinion, but it is magical to see the transformation right on the spot. Yeah. So the
Wow.
problem, going back to the problem, is they want to prepare the child for the bigger and wilder world using music, because music is so, it just affects all the emotions and all the senses, and it's easy, and also to open the doors of opportunities for the children to express themselves. And if music is what they want to pursue later, hallelujah.
Yeah, you're planting seeds.
Yes.
It lasts a lifetime.
Yes.
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 Yeah. And it's also from everything that I've read, and I've just finished reading this magnificent book called The Rise of Superman, but it was talking about flow states, and that active, not passively listening to music, but actively participating, through dance and active listening and creating music
Yeah.
helps people get into a flow state, which allows, imagination, to take flight, and learning and all these other things, that huge benefits.
And that's exactly, thank you for mentioning that. That's exactly what I'm telling the parents, that you not only passively, everybody can listen to the music in the car, but it's just creating the space, the loving space where children really and truly can express themselves freely. So, like nobody, I usually explain that there are three learning styles, and I can actually point out what is the dominant at the moment when the child comes in, so that we can embrace that and empower that, rather than creating an equal, when they go to preschool, if it's a circle time, everybody has to follow the directions and do it, what everybody else, all the other like 30 kids have to do.
Yes.
And it will come, it will hit
Oh,
them
for sure.
later. But let's just savor that moment. Uh,
Yes.
to give
In
them,
these,
and yes,
in these precious earliest years,
yeah,
when, a love for learning happens in these very earliest years, from the very first moments.
yeah.
And by working with you, what a gift
That's
to help people understand that, or help kids, just really embrace learning and making it fun.
making it fun. Yeah, I usually tell, real quick, I usually tell them that there are two ways to look at what we are doing here. Number one, if you want them to go and pick up and become a musician later in life, that's the right place to start, because we do foundational pieces. It's the foundational educational level for becoming a musician. Number two, the second way to look at it is your child will learn how to appreciate the beauty around them. He's going to excel in math and reading, specifically reading sequencing, because music is so structured and organized. And also just to be more ready, like more happy. The child is going to be not more happy, happier, more happy, a bad grammar, happier. So, in the biggest, like the overarching purpose for me is that I want the space, and I want children to know that they are loved, appreciated, and they matter. And if
Yeah.
they know all three in their skin, like under their skin, in the core of their being, then I'm not worried about them. They would love learning. Because they would remember who they are.
Mhm.
Love, will create healthy relationships and all of that.
Wow. That's beautiful. That's perfect. And through this amazing conversation and what you just shared with me, we have you've done a beautiful job, like really going through each piece of the marketing message. So what I'm going to do right now is just reflect back so people understand each piece. So what you were talking about, first we talked about the kids, ages, talking about happy families, where, parents really love and adore and value their children, and kids 0 to 6. And now these are families, educated families. But now I just do have a quick question about you. Is that, I wasn't sure if like the word educational, if that's something that you would actually, or educated, you'd want to say, or would it be more like, and in your notes, which I really loved, you said, are thoughtful.
Thoughtful, yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughtful would be, educational is just, it's
One of your filters.
it
Like
is
that could be an internal filter.
thoughtful. Other families don't come. Like they just don't show up. So
Okay.
I'm not really sure that we have to include the word educated parents, because people who are interested in my program, they are.
They just,
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, I think, loving families who, who have fun, and adore their kids, and then who recognize that, so, and then the big concern is who want children, who want to give their youngsters, their little ones, like really solid foundational social skills and help them share, in a nurturing, loving, and fun place before they enter, like, the wilder, bigger world of public schools or, the school system. So that's the first two parts of your marketing message. It's identifying who and what the big concern or challenge and worry or whatever that is for your particular tribe. So that's the first sentence. And then the second sentence is, it's all about, I alluded to Pain Island before. Just want to quickly go back to that. So like the challenge represents Pain Island. This is just think of it metaphorically as your ideal clients are. They're like in this difficult, challenging place. Oh my God, how do I get off this? How do I escape this problem or get rid of this problem? And in order to achieve my dreams. Now, my dreams live on this place called Pleasure Island. And this is where the ultimate wonderful outcome is of what I desire. So in this case, Pleasure Island for your tribe is having a place where kids feel you have this amazing loving space where kids can express themselves freely, and that they can be themselves, and they can appreciate the beauty around them. And then, by the way, they even, they will sort of naturally understand and learn things like mathematics and they will find, and it's, as you said, it's an educational playground where kids can just really take off and fly, socialize, practice sharing, and that's where the magic happens. So that's like your Pleasure Island. And then the boat, you said it earlier, to get from Pain Island to Pleasure Island is the music education that you provide, and helping kids learn how to play music and be a part of music.
Yes.
Okay, so those are the 4 elements. And then, so it's a matter of winnowing all that down, which in your homework, you really did a lovely job. And you did, just so people know, that Zhanna did this worksheet, which, had her fill out each of those 4 elements, and she did a few drafts. And would you like to share what you came up with at the end?
I have several. I have Um, do,
Um,
do you have it in front of
yes,
you?
I do. Would you like me to summarize? Okay. And then I actually combined a couple of little things that you might want to play with at the end for the last part. So,
Mhm.
so this is how it goes. I work with loving, thoughtful families um, with kids 0 to 6 years old who want to give their kids the opportunity to learn life skills and have have more quality time with their little ones. And I help them create the loving, supportive space for exploring and learning new skills through music. And so they feel loved, valued, and appreciated. And so their self-esteem escalates as they become joyful and ready to rock their life. Now, granted, I think it's beautiful and it creates a picture.
Mhm.
And what we can do is, we'll continue to just fine tune that and make sure every word expresses all of this. But it's going through this process, this thinking process, and asking these types of questions and exploring and pondering as we just did each element that you start to brainstorm and ideas start popping out about, oh gosh, who are my ideal clients? What is going on in their world? What are their challenges right now? What are their deep concerns? And when you do that, that one sentence helps create a little picture, paint a little picture that people can say, oh my God, that's me. She's talking to me. So that's like the first way to alert them. The second way to alert them is sentence number 2 is when you share that you have a solution for them and the transformation that's the result of when they work with you. And so for you, your solution is this amazing, educational playground with music as the theme. And the ultimate result is that kids feel their self-esteem grow and they thrive and they fall in love with music, and sharing becomes fun, social skills becomes fun. It all just becomes like this natural, authentic, lovely way to interact with other kids their age and younger kids, maybe kids a little bit older, all in a preparation, for life. So these are life skills that you're implanting in these kids right from the beginning.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's been really, really valuable going through the exercise, listening to all the tweaks that we can do. And you guys, when you're listening, if when you're going through those exercises, I know it's gonna open up your world, really, really like from the standpoint of who you truly want to work with. And so your marketing message is going to be crafted from that space, from that loving space, narrowing down and not going into, oh my goodness, I want to work with them too. What if they, no, 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 no. Just like Michelle said, the more specific you are, the more narrow you are, like really zooming in on who they are really is going to help. So Michelle, the whole like for everybody, we're coming to the end. We are of the program of this episode. If what would you say to everyone who is listening? Like the whole process. I've done it. I can share mine. Already did. Is it like difficult to do? Because what if people go, oh my goodness, I don't know. It sounds complicated. So what would you say?
I would say if you can open up a cookbook and follow a basic recipe, you can do this. I mean, it's
Yes.
just, it's just like everything is prompted. And even each little section, there's like a little exercise for each section. And then it even gives you like the final prompt, okay, put your answer here. And then at the very end with the worksheet, it's just like cut and paste, cut and paste. And then what from there, then you have your 4 elements. And then you just do a little more tweaking, maybe a little more brainstorming, and you just play with it. But that's all spelled out for you. I mean, literally, your hand is held the whole way through this.
Beautiful. So what I'm thinking, what I will do, let's do this. I will tweak a little bit the marketing message
Okay.
that we just came up. came up with, and after I did the exercises, and I will post underneath this video in the group for everybody to see. So because with Michelle's guidance, of course, it's easier, guys. And as you know, Michelle has a gift for all of you. We're gonna put the link in the video, and it's gonna be in the description also on YouTube. It's www.thecopykitchen.com/forward my free gift. Correct? Yes. And just go through that exercise. When it kind of boils down to marketing message, go through the exercises when you go through Michelle's program. And then, of course, if you need more support, Michelle is available, and you know how to get in touch with her, whether connecting on Facebook or coming through the website, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle, so much. You guys are watching to Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life. And today it was the amazing, beautiful, soul-felt entrepreneur who I am blessed to call my friend and a real pro in what she's doing. There's so much heart in her work. You can feel it, I'm sure. Michele DeLima. Thank you, Michelle.
Zhanna, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Bye.